Peekaboo. Guess what I'm about to do? You guessed it. Another swimming pool. Back to back. Is that not ironic? So anyway, let me show you around. Alright. It is 6:09. I couldn't sleep because I was thinking so much about this job. And I do that all the time. I'm always thinking about these jobs, and I'm thinking about what could I do better, what could I change, you know, do I leave it the same? You know, it's really super ADD, drives me crazy. But I think it's what I like about it. I like to call ourselves as, hold on a minute, dirt artiste, dirt artist. That's what I like to call it. But if you really care about it, you will feel that way. You know, just in anything you do. It doesn't matter if it's dirt or building a deck or whatever. You know, you want to do a good job, you just kind of replay it in your mind that I could do something over here that would work better and save the customer money or save me time. But what we're going to get to this morning is my normal lunch menu. I've never had this before. I don't really know if I'm excited about it, but here goes. You can't see it, but I'm going to lift this up very carefully. Be gentle with it because, you know, it's such art too, food art. But anyway, it's a ham, lettuce, tomato, tortilla with ranch. Okay? I think they sell these things, but usually they have turkey. And Scott Benson don't have no turkey. As usual, I'm always missing something on the mix. But anyway, I'm gonna roll these bad boys up, and I'm sure if I'm hungry enough, I'll devour them on down. So see you at the job. Hola, Scott Benson. Skid steer premiere. Skid steer premiere. Got through going through and doing pre-trip inspection on my truck, and had a PM and a 3-axle alignment yesterday. So PM preventative maintenance over at the Freightliner dealership. My truck has only been worked on at a Freightliner dealership because it's been under warranty the entire time. Now it's out of warranty right now, but I've still not let nobody else work on it but Freightliner, and they've done a great job. Freightliner, Middle Georgia Freightliner, man, I love them. You know, some things are a little expensive, but that's part of going to the dealer. But it makes me feel better. Yesterday, I had the PM done. Like I said, I had the 3-axle alignment. I had new wipers and arms put on, and it was like $2,400. So people wonder, you know, why is some of the fees that you have to charge in this business so high? Well, that's why. I wanted to show you this. This is the main reason I took it. I felt like the steering wheel was pulling going down the road. It seemed like it was pulling more when I had a full load in the back of the truck. So it turned out this tire is actually pretty good. But you go over here to the other tire, you can't really tell as bad because it's dirty a little bit. But right here, this wear is wearing the outside of this tire. And so I knew something was wrong, whether it be something to do with inside the tie rods or whatever. And I really didn't know this, but it turned out the rear end was out of line and it was twisted up a little bit. And what it was doing is causing the front end have pressure on it during loads and wearing my tire. And that's just something that I'm not very experienced on trucks and repairs and things. I mean, I can do some stuff, but not, you know. But I'm learning. That's something new I learned. But getting to the job. I know you're going to see a skit before this clip that's going to tell you what the job is. But we kind of ironically, I'm filling another pool in 15 minutes from where I just filled in another pool. And if you really want to hear like a crazy story real fast, because I'm going to speed through loading all the stuff up so you hear me run my mouth for a little while. You want to see less action. You've seen me load the trailer up plenty of times, but anyway, I'm going to hook it up and snap my fingers and it's going to be all on there and we're going. But I had this customer went to lunch, I think, with a girlfriend, and the girlfriend had said, well, they were talking about filling her pool, and she says, hey, you should call this guy, which is me. And ironically, she did. I went out to give her an estimate, and it turns out that I live about 2.5, 3 hours from my hometown that I grew up, Beaufort, Georgia. Now I'm in Fort Valley, Georgia, Middle Georgia. So Beaufort, Georgia is where I'm generations from. We get to talking. Turns out she's from Beaufort. We know all the same people. And it was just really crazy, because how could that happen, that you could be 3 hours away from your hometown, run into somebody that's from your hometown, and you know every single body each other knows, went to the same schools, all that kind of stuff. So that was meant to be, man. That was cool, and I'm super happy and stoked that she picked me to do her pool, and I'm gonna take good care of them. So when we get, we're gonna get the trailer. We're gonna take the skid steer, you know the routine: skid steer, grapple, dump truck, pintle hook trailer. Take all that over there, get it dropped off. We're gonna do some demo work today, and then probably start hauling dirt. We'll see how things go. So let's get everything loaded up in the truck. I wanted to show you this cool little contraption I had to end up buying. This pintle hook trailer, when I back up to it, it's real bad about, you gotta be careful, because there's two glad hands on the back that, where the area is. I'll show you in just a minute, that if I back up in the wrong spot with the pintle, I'm liable to break one of my glad hands off. So I bought this little magnet camera. It connects to the phone really fast and gives me an eye view on my camera to get me right to the pintle. Normally I don't need that on most of my trailers, but this one, I just knew my luck I was going to break off the glad hand, the air hand on it. As you can see, right there's the two glad hands, and if you backing your trailer up and you hit that and break it off, you got another thing to deal with for the day. So I didn't want to take a chance on that, so again I decided to buy this magnet camera thing. I mean, you know, I put it up underneath here and put it right toward that pintle connection and back right up. I wish there was a way. I don't have 2 or 3 cameras. I wished I did. I need to get another one to where, you know, GoPro. I just don't want to spend the money on it, but I need to get another GoPro, and I could actually have recorded that happening as I was recording, but I can't record 2 things at one time, as far as I know. But I'm just a country boy, so let's get hooked up. I'm actually gonna post a picture up in the screen of what it looks like on camera. I did a screenshot, so I'll just add it up here. All right, let's fire up those skid steer. I still ain't even used that skid steer yet. I don't know when I'm gonna use it, but this one's already got the grapple on it and the bucket's right there, so obviously I'm gonna hook that one up because it's gonna be the easiest one. So let's get this thing fired up, let it be warming up while I'm connecting the pintle hook trailer. Got a screen fired up. Let it get the operating temperature. And we'll get her loaded up. That's the only thing I really hate about having two jacks on each side of the trailer is I get to jump up and down over them all the time, and to get the pad out from underneath of it and let the jack up when we get going. All right, let's double check everything. Make sure we're locked and loaded. Both safety chains connected. Emergency brake cables connected. Plugs connected. Pintle safety in there with the hook, safety hook in it. Both jack stands up. This bucket is bad about let's see if I can zoom you out a little bit. I think I can. But anyway, this bucket is the grapple bucket is bad about letting some hydraulics slowly out of it a hair. It wouldn't be enough to come off, but I wanted to strap down the grapple bucket. I really, you're supposed to anyway. But anyway, I strapped down the grapple to hold the tooth bucket in place. Got chains on the front, chains on the back, chains on the back, chains on the front. And this is actually your tilt release. Tilt, pull it out, let the tilt up, and then you put it back down to lock the tilt back in place. I always leave that sticking out like this so I can see it in my truck, and that just reminds me that, you know, I did lock that back in place. So just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that. We're ready to roll. All right, got the skid steer warming up behind me. Ain't got enough fuel. I'm gonna end up having to, that's the only thing bad about this trailer. It's got a lot of space, but no fuel tank. So I probably had to swing by here in the F-350 one day and put a splash inside that thing. So let me show you around real quick, and then we're gonna get started. You see my dump truck down there. Luckily they got a second entrance, so that's great. I can get to the pool. You can see this little aluminum top thing. I'm gonna try to get it pulled off and squashed up, and for her to be able to take it to a recycling place. I think that's what she wants to do. So I'm gonna try to see if I can't, you know, pry it away from those bolts and get it all Pac-Man bunchied up before I get started. But here we go. Here we are. This is pretty much. We're going to. At first, we thought about putting dirt in and then end up making this parking spot. But she decided she wanted to get rid of everything, be done with it. So we're going to put all the concrete inside for fill, and then bring in loads of dirt. I'm gonna take down this brick wall too, and kind of see if I can't make a gradual downfall like that right there. Take away them steps and just leave the actually slab walkway. So all this is coming, and everything around it. So let me get you set up, and I'm gonna get started and see if I can get something done. Also, I wanted to show you this. I'm gonna take note of. We'll look around and see how many of these things I see. But anyway, I don't want these cables to get wrapped around my tracks of the skid steer. That'd be a sure nightmare. So I might see what all we got around here, and I might either take those down or pull them out and get rid of those right off the bat, because I feel something bad. If you see, there's a bracket right there that holds a cable that was supporting this thing as you go around. There's another one right there. So they're all, by looking, you can see it's on, I guess, just all four sides. 2 on each corner. So I'm gonna make sure I try to pay close attention to that cable and don't get myself in a mess. All right, I was gonna give you a little closer update. I know you've been back in the back doing time lapse, so just gonna show you a little up close where we at. Got everything kind of pushed in there a little bit, you know, at least enough to where you know, I can get some dirt in here, and then I can start doing something with these bigger pieces. I can't even get that big old piece right here. I can't even get it in there. It's just, it won't break in half, and I just can't seem to do nothing with that. But once I get some dirt in here, I'll be able to kind of get in there and push them around with a skid steer and get some of these other small pieces up there and over in the deep end. You know, versus that last pool, if you look, these walls are just, the others was concrete and these are not. So that was a little bit surprising how the walls, you can see, are breaking down. So the last thing you want to do, or I want to do, is get the skid steer near the sides where it could cave in on me. So I'm going to get some dirt and start creating me a little bit more solid of an area. You know, this concrete was tough, man. It was a, man, I'm running into this a lot. There was some of the concrete 4 inches thick. I think you can kind of see right along in there. And then you get right here and it sits. And that big pieces like that kill me. My machine just will not take and manhandle that stuff. I got this little wall down right here, but I need to get these steps out and get this out without damaging hopefully this sidewalk. We was going to leave it, you know, I wished there was like a expansion joint right here where I could take this part out. But if I take any of this out, I got to take it all out to here. So, you know, I might have to have that conversation about it, because, you know, but hopefully I'll get these steps peeled on out and leave it like it is. But at this point, I think I'm gonna go get some dirt and create me a little bit more stability around here. And then I'll see if I put some dirt up in here, if I can't somehow manipulate this piece of concrete or pick up some of these smaller pieces and bust it up. If not, it might cause me some trouble. I might have to bring a jackhammer and bust up that one piece. And if I got to bust up that one piece for a jackhammer, I'm going to go insane. But, you know, I can't drag my machine out. I can't move it. It's too big for sure. So hopefully, I wish I was able to try to drop something in the center and break that thing in half, and then I could handle it. But yeah, I'm just going to get some dirt in and just start playing around, and I'll go from there. So we'll get you back going when you get some dirt over here. All right, I'm gonna set you up. I got a couple loads of dirt I'm gonna play with, and then push these. I'm gonna go get a couple more. And sure enough, I just felt like it was safer to go ahead and get a jackhammer and jackhammer some of these big pieces up after I build me a bridge going in. That one piece is so big and thick, I just don't feel like I'm going to be able to drop something on it and bust it. And I don't think it's good for my skid steer. So what I'm gonna do is do all I can do to get filled in with what I got, and then be back in the morning with the jackhammer once I can get down in there and start hammering some of these big pieces away. I'll kind of show you the reason I want to get this dirt in. You'll see where the sides are starting to cave from the dirt, and I don't want to get too close to that. But if you look right here, you know, and right along in here, you know, especially right there, you can see how the dirt's kind of pushing on in and the sides are gone. You know, like here, there's the sides, there's no sides. So you know, I want to get some dirt in some of these areas over here, and then like I said, I'll be able to drive in and take and jackhammer some of these big pieces up and get them over here in the frog pond. So I'm gonna set you up for some dirt pushing, and then I'm gonna go get 2 more. All right, day 2 on this job. Just got here, had to do some running this morning. As I told you yesterday about the big piece of concrete and pushing my way in with some dirt to get to the bigger pieces. Those big pieces just wouldn't agree with me. They would give me a hard time. And so, and I made a rookie mistake. I didn't fill the skid steer all the way up. I pulled the skid steer over here with the tilt, and it doesn't have a fuel tank on it, and I don't want one because I don't have the room, but I should have filled it up, and that's a rookie mistake. So anyway, this truck has a transfer tank. This trailer has a transfer tank. So anyway, filled up those, about to fill up the skid steer, and also picked up a jackhammer, whatever you want to call this thing, to bust up the concrete real quick. So let's get the skid steer fueled up, get this skid steer filled up, and then get this off, and this bucket off here, and put that on, and let's go to beating these last few pieces up. It's completely holding me up. All right, let me tell you where I'm at. This breaker attachment for the skid steer, I have not been able to get it to work at all. I've tried every single option in the menu of the Takeuchi. They tested it with the whacker machine before I left, and they said they did. And so I got on the phone and called a few of my buddies. One of them is at the powerhouse where I bought the previous Takeuchi machine. I did a video on my last one. And he told me that he thinks that I may need to switch the fittings around. And so I'm going to switch them right now and see what happens, and then I'll let you know. But right now I've got nothing done. All right, the fun don't never end. I just ran into another problem. I went to take this attachment off, and I cannot get the quick, whoops, let me turn you around. I cannot get the quick connect off to save my life. So I've had to unhook it from the actual attachment, and I'm hoping I can do what I got to do without a grapple and just a regular tooth buck, because the party's over now. It's getting for real. So we'll see together whether it's that piece is gonna break for me. And I mean, that's the only thing that's holding me up. And then I got to get this piece of this attachment back and see what they say. I mean, I don't know what to tell them. I don't know how to. I can't get the quick connect off because I'm limited on tools on a job site like this. So I got to figure out how to get that thing off. So, old skid steer Premier Georgia Nuts gonna be in some trouble. So let's see. All right, got the machine up here, and they didn't have no better luck getting it off than me. I have no idea how that thing is so stuck on there. So they ended up taking, I don't know if you see it right there, that big round hole. So we ended up taking the actual fitting off of my machine to take it into the shop. They did, to see if I can get it off. So to be continued. All right, I got back from the powerhouse where I had rented the jackhammer, and pretty much they, you know, at first I thought it was going to get ugly. They were going to charge me a full day and for the coupler that got stuck on my machine. So like $150 for the coupler, and then, you know, $380 for the jackhammer that I never even used. I don't even know what happened today, if you want to know the truth. You know, first I had to switch the hoses out and it worked, and then I went to take it off so I could use another attachment, and I couldn't get it off, so I never got to utilize it. But luckily, since I bought that Takahauchi from them the other day, the guy, he listened to my story and said I was, you know, he knew I was an honest guy, and, you know, he said that they weren't going to charge me for the machine, so I was really glad. So getting back to the last video where I was talking about now their customer service has to shine after the purchase of the brand new skid steer. It did. They backed it up. I got a little upset, but after I cooled down and talked, the guys that helped me with the skid steer said, look, man, we got you. So I appreciate that. It was already a tough enough day that I worked on it all day. So, you know, the heat and the sweat and the cramping and stuff got to me a little bit, and I got ill. So let me show you where we're at right now. I pushed the loads of dirt out, and my camera overheated, and I lost every bit of that video. So it's just been a tough day, but I pushed all those loads down. I don't think I got that on video. I had it on, you know, had it set up, but it said my phone got hot and shut down all the apps. So this is the concrete that I didn't get to break. And, you know, I'm going to raise this up with dirt, but I honestly don't, I don't think I'm going to get by without going, you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the concrete goes from here all the way up underneath here. So it's a big piece. And when I left there, I tried to call a couple other places to see if they had one. One didn't have one. One does. So I'm going to go rent that one tomorrow morning if I need it. I just don't think I'm going to get by. I think that piece is sticking up too much for grade. And the bad part is it's only like 3 inches. I've got to chisel out and break it off and throw it in. So, but here's the rest of it where we at. We seeing daylight now, getting close. You know, just got to pack it in and see what I got to do with that piece of concrete right there. It's just too high for me, and I can't sleep with that. It sucks too. But let's catch up tomorrow. I'm gonna go get a few loads of dirt and probably take and go get the jackhammer from another location and see if I can't bust that up. All right, gonna give you a quick look. See, making some progress. I should have been finished today, but no reason crying over spilt milk, right? Here's where we at. Just got through packing that in real good. I pretty much got a bowl left, and the reason I have that is so if I need to put any of this other material in, that right there is gonna be covered up. I mean, you can see the big hole, obviously. So, you know, I've got 3 loads of dirt still got to come in, and this is the big question mark. That's the reason I'm not covering that up, is because, like I said earlier, right there's it goes up underneath there, big old piece. So I might take and hammer this up tomorrow. It's gonna be real close. So let's see what happens. All right, day 3 on the pool fill in. Yesterday was a total catastrophe pretty much, but I got some stuff done. I know I showed you around, I think yesterday afternoon. I'm kind of getting a little blurred. I lost some videos, so I apologize. But breaker, you know, malfunctioned yesterday, so now I have went to United and got a different breaker, and so hopefully we'll be ready to rock and roll. Again, I couldn't live with that piece of concrete. It just wasn't at grade, so I'm going to climb into the hole, and because of, probably can't see it good on camera, but anyway, right here is a hump, and around the pool pretty much is where the hump's at. They brought in dirt, built it up, of course, for grade, and now I want to take that distinction away a little bit and kind of make it a little bit more yard, but I can't go but so far, obviously, due to the pool. So what I'm going to set you up for is a little concrete busting. You can see about a crack right there in the concrete. That is about where I'm going to bust it. So I'm going to take the skid steer and pull back some of that debris where I can break this up and push it, pick it up, and put it over in that hole. I still got plenty of room right there. That's the reason I didn't fill in any more than what I had. So we'll get you set up for some concrete breaking. All right, now we're making some progress. Let me show you around real quick, and then we're gonna take and run this jackhammer thing back, get the dump truck, and start putting some serious soil in here. I got some topsoil over here I want to save and sprinkle all around on top of this, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But right now I got a couple of wires to get up. I'm gonna cut this wire up, cut this wire up right down through here, cut this one, and then and as you can see right there, there's some of that. We're on that side where I dug up, it got a hold of some topsoil. I'm gonna save that to put on top of it but I'm gonna go get some of that good red dirt and get all this hole covered up, start leveling out and putting the finished grade on it, and then we getting it done now. It's all about just getting back and forth. All right, gonna show you around real quick and get busy, man. I gotta rock and roll and wrap this thing up. I'm supposed to go out of town tomorrow, and I should be pretty much there. I think this last load's gonna do it. Hey, if you can park a dump truck on it, it's packed. I run my dump truck back and forth through there. I had my phone in the truck, or I'd have videoed it, but anyway, I gotta get that load right here. And yeah, I pulled my dump truck on it, so you know it's packed if you can do that, but I still got more packing to do. There's that topsoil I kind of scraped up all around, and I'm real happy about that. I'm gonna be able to top coat this by sprinkling some topsoil on it. But right there's kind of what I'm looking for at this point. So if I can get the rest of it to look like that right there, then I'll be kind of happy with that. I'm hoping I won't forget, but there's a limb I told her I'd take care of for. I'm hoping I can grab it with my grapple. It's right up there in that tree, and it's broke, and I'm going to try to grab it with the grapple little teeth before I leave and take it down, I hope. So let's get to work. Alright, I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm real happy with it. I'm going to show you before I put the topsoil on it, then I'll show you after the topsoil, and that'd be pretty much a wrap for this deal right here. Let's check it out. That's the grade. It looks great. Alright, trying to pick up a little bit of this screening and stuff that kind of come out in the wash. It was kind of rotten old screening, but I think everything looks good. I got some sticks to pick up, and I got that old branch over there on that tree that's trying to make me forget it. But I'll give you a show of this real quick, and then me and you gonna go get that branch as soon as I pick up some of these sticks in the topsoil. So that's what it looks like now. But I mean, it's ready for whatever they want to do with it. So I'm real happy with it, and I hope my customer is too. But let me get these sticks up, and then let's go get that branch down before we call it a wrap. All right, I got everything loaded back up, and this job's a wrap. Unfortunately, the limb video is what I did lose. I hate that. It was actually pretty cool because I had some trouble with the limb, and I ended up getting lucky and grabbing it and pulling it down. So I hate I lost that video, but I'm lucky that's all I lost. But anyway, Scott Benson, Skid Steer Premier, YouTube channel Georgia Nuts. I appreciate you watching. Sorry this video was a little bit long, but if you liked a little bit of it, I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe and watch my stuff. I try to get you something good every once in a while.